Okay, so 13-2. Are you gonna handle the timer? Okay, do I count down? Count down? Okay. So 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, Final Fantasy 13-2. We start with the tutorial fight that can kill you if you are not playing safe. I'm probably gonna play safe, but we'll see. So yeah, we have this character that's way over leveled for that, way more higher level than what we will be at the start of the game. But this is a tutorial fight, so the opponent is tough as well, or tougher than the enemies at the start. So yeah, this fight is pretty simple. You just you don't have that many options, and you have to use 7 lightning strikes before you trigger the cutscene in the middle of the fight. So if you were to use the 8th lightning strike there, it would miss. So that's why I cancelled it after the 7. And then he will always use Umbral Wise here. And I was fast enough to get the 9th lightning strike in before the Umbral Wise, so I didn't get interrupted, which is nice. And the fight is going well enough that I don't have to heal unless... Yeah, it looks like I'm getting out of this without healing, so that's nice. So yeah, that was a nice start to the run. And now the second part of this fight is pretty much RNG. The goal is to get interrupted as much as possible, because for some reason, if you get interrupted, the attack still gets off, but I will keep the ATB as if I never used it, so getting interrupted actually makes this fight faster, as I get like extra focus builds for free. But depending on RNG, it might you just might not get interrupted at all. He's guaranteed to use Mega Flare, but oh well. Usually I don't have to heal for this fight, but we'll see. I will play it safe because, especially in a marathon setting, dying to this fight would mean I would have to start from the beginning, pretty much, so... So we don't want to die. And it looks like I don't have to heal, so that's nice. 2 more should be enough. Even 1 would have been enough. Oh well. 1:15 is okay time, I guess. Not the greatest, but it could have been worse. So yeah, loads in these games are pretty long, especially on the console versions. They are a little bit better on PC, but still.
As odd as it is, the difference between HDD and SSD isn't actually that big.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have to jump in this game. I mean, this is pretty much my first playthrough, so
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Fun fact: Zero has never played the PC version.
Yeah. Oh, I have played PT version once before, so...
Oh. Well, ran.
Well, yeah, ran. I don't even remember how to do this fight. But yeah, the runs are pretty much the same on each platform, so it's fine that I haven't never really played the PC version. If anything, the PC version just is easier because there's a couple of occasions where you can skip some stuff that would be on the console version, but other than that, it's...
Also, the fact that the PC version, well, if you're lucky, runs at 60 FPS constantly, whereas the console ones can drop like down to 20.
Yeah, but the whole 13 series on PC is weird in that they run well on some PCs, but not so much on the other ones. But yeah, here we have these more tutorial-ish type of fights. I'm getting a lot of Phoenix Down drops, which is nice. Phoenix Down sell for a lot of money, and getting a lot of them early on is nice. So, unlike in Final Fantasy XIII, in 13-2 we have access to paradigms right at the start, but we are stuck with this default paradigm setup. It's okay, but it's not optimal. It's okay for these fights, but for the upcoming boss, it's kind of bad. But whatever. And yeah, so paradigms are a set of roles that you have assigned to each party member, and you can switch around, switch between different paradigms, and when you do that, the characters assume new roles. That was a weird fight, but I got more. I got like 5 Phoenix Downs or something ridiculous like that. It's a nice start, but I hope my RNG keeps being good, because this run has quite a bit of RNG in a couple of places. And yay, achievements, as it is my first PC run, or second PC run, I guess, but I guess I don't have achievements.
Achievement get.
Right, it's circle to jump, unlike in some other games that I've been playing recently. And yeah. So yeah, now I'm just moving on, going to the next quest point. You can see that there are random enemies. Well, here is a random encounter. And there are 2 types of random encounters. There's passive encounters and aggressive encounters. Passive encounters you can pretty much avoid just by running far enough away from them before they can even move. But aggressive encounters can move immediately, which means that they are much harder to run away from. But most of the encounters in this first area, which is called New Bottom, are passive, so they are usually you don't end up with any encounters here, but it's not uncommon to get one or two aggressives, which then you would have to fight, because even at this point, like the random monsters are still fast enough to fight that it's better to fight them than just try to avoid it. But yeah, here's the first boss. He's called Gogmagog. I should. And the problem with this fight is that our only chaining paradigm is slash and burn. I would very much like to have a paradigm with two Ravagers, but unfortunately there's no such thing in this.
In the starting set.
Yeah, in the starting set. So yeah, Ravagers from different roles. Ravagers basically deal, or they make the chain go higher. You can see the chain in the upper right corner, and once the chain reaches a certain point, they the enemy gets staggered, which makes them take more damage and get interrupted more easily, and stuff like that. But this fight would be much faster if we were able to stagger Gogmagog faster. But unfortunately we don't have the double Ravager, but you can probably guess what's the first thing we do when we get access to customizing our own paradigms, which is really soon.
Ravagers, hooray!
Yeah, the chain percentage is a direct multiplier to damage, so getting it to high is really nice. But yeah, now we have we have unlocked both paradigms and Crystarium. So Crystarium is the way that you gain more stats and abilities in this game. Like there's no EXP in this game. You just spend the CPU you get in fights in various roles, and depending on which roles you spend them on, it determines what stats and what abilities you get. Yeah. So yeah, we have to chase this cat for whatever reason, and yeah, let's do the first menu. If Noel would kindly get out of my way. Should do Crystarium first. I'll spend fully on Serra's Ravager here. And then I'll give a couple of Ravager levels for Noel. And then... no. Ravager, Commando. And then set those things. And then we finish off the cat hunt.
Some of you might have noticed after Zero selected the proper roles for each paradigm, he went over all those paradigms and he had some extra choices. That's a new thing in this game as opposed to the last game, where you didn't really have much control over what the AI does unless you, well, knew how to manipulate it. But here you can assign subroutines like wide or what was it, cross?
Yeah, wide or cross. And wide generally means that the enemies try to, or the party members try to
attack different targets.
Yes, as opposed to focus on one target. And yeah. And it will also make, wide will also make them, what's this camera? Jeez. White will also make them use AoE attacks rather than
a single target.
Single target, yeah.
Ooh.
That's an annoying spawn. So the idea here is we need to catch this kid who's running away. But because of my bad camera angle at the start, and because of that annoying encounter there, he got quite far. Usually I catch him way sooner. I'm also pointing the camera towards the ground to make him run slower, because that's that's how it works for some reason. And then I have to say that I promised him that I won't get mad, and then say that I don't want to yell at him, and then if you select those two, you can advance, otherwise you can't. Right. Cutscene skips, and then jump down.
There are a lot of cutscene skips in this game.
Yes, there's in the console versions, like 1/3 of the run is loading screens and cutscene skips. Probably slightly less on PC, but still quite a bit. There was only one there. It's been a while since the last time I ran this game, so I'm forgetting stuff like how many cutscene skips are there at each section. But yeah, bunch of running, and then we start to head towards the next boss, which is Gogmagog again. But
Again?
this time it will be easier because we have access to the paradigms and the Crystarium, so we are stronger, and we have better paradigms. And there's an aggressive encounter, and let's see if I can run away from him. Nice. That was fairly nicely positioned. It could have been better. Like he could have spawned like on the sand area there, but oh, there's another one. This one is probably gonna catch me. Oh no, I got away from that one too. Nice. 2 Gorgon upsides on the way to Gogmagog 2. That's weird. Oh well. They didn't catch me, which means that they were as good as passives. So yeah, here, I'm gonna do one round of ruins to stabilize the chain, because that's what commandos do. They stabilize the chain, and then I'm just gonna do fire, thunder, fire until he gets staggered. He's pretty much invulnerable to damage until. Oh wow, that was not an ATB reset. Oh well, or refresh. Then I want to do one more round of fire, thunder, fire, and before I switch to commando to kill him. He should kill off 2 rounds of attacks now. So the commandos deal. Wow, not an ATB refresh again. That's weird. Still 45 seconds. That was not too bad. So yeah, now we get access to chocobos, but we're not gonna use them yet. An encounter after Gogmagog, that's new as well. Oh, and I forgot to do the menu. Well, I can still do it in the. But I forgot I wasn't supposed to skip that cutscene because there's a live trigger here. I'm ready. And then we can skip the cutscene. But I can do the menu in the Historia Crux, so it's no big deal that I forgot to do it. But if I don't remember to do it, it will make the next fight quite a bit slower. Or next fights. This time I'm just gonna spam Ravager for both of them. The reason why I didn't level up Noel fully for the last fight was because I didn't want him to learn Frost Strike. Because it's faster if he just uses Blizzard. Yeah, now to Brescia Ruins 5 AF, which opens up with a fight against Paradox Alpha. And Paradox Alpha has a couple of HP thresholds that once you reach them, first one gives you buffs and the second one staggers him. So because the second one staggers him, I'm not going to do any chaining. I'm just going to be straight up damaging him. And so this fight is just spamming Ruins until he dies. And you might notice that I have 2 sets of double trouble here. And that is because of a thing called ATB refresh. So after every 12 seconds, if you switch paradigms, you get a full ATB. And you get it even if you switch from the same paradigm to another. So that's why two of the same paradigms. And now there's gonna be the second one. Yeah, cinematic action, yay!
All these cinematic actions are scripted.
Yes.
They never change.
But yeah, there's the stagger, and now we get like a what's the stagger point? 300% boost in damage. So our damage is multiplied by 3, and he's dead.
Easy.
And now we get to watch this cutscene for one cinematic action. Yay!
I didn't notice if you mentioned before you went into the time gate, there's a cinematic action inside the cutscene. And if you skip it, you don't get the life trigger.
Yeah, I skipped it accidentally, and then I had to talk to the gate again. But yeah, we have 2 of our main party members here that will be with us for pretty much the entire game, except for a couple of exceptions. 56-second fight is pretty good. And we are time travelers because we are traveling in time. But yeah, we're about to get the 3rd party member. And the 3rd party member is gonna be a monster ally. Or rather, monster allies. Oh, and I failed to skip this too early or soon enough. But yeah, in XIII-2 you can you can tame monsters to fight alongside with you, and you can have a set of 3 different monsters that all have each monster has 1 role, but you can have 3 monsters, so the monsters can total have 3 roles, just like your characters. But yeah, here's sort of a tutorial fight that explains you how to get the monsters and stuff. Oh, the XIII got cure off. That's annoying.
Got it.
Yeah, you're guaranteed to catch these 2. So you can see this monster turning, like after it dies, it will turn into crystal. You will see like it turn into white or gold and then turn into crystal. That was a pretty poor fight because of the interruption at the start. It's important that you skip this because otherwise you're forced to fight the hoplite. Or you're forced to go into the tutorial and then fight a hoplite, I think, or something. Maybe it's too different. But now we have the ability to catch monsters, and the first monster we want to catch is Nekton. Nektons you saw earlier in the first fights with Sarah and Noel. They are the small buck-looking enemies. And also we get the Mog reveal here, that we can get. We can reveal hidden objects like that chest over there. That's totally hidden. That's a flower thing. I forget what they're called. But that's not a Nekton. So I have to get a Nekton to spawn, and then I have to catch a Nekton. And taming a Nekton is 15% chance per Nekton you kill. So it's gonna take quite a bit of luck to get the Nekton, but we'll see.
Yeah, this is one of the few points in the game where we actually need RNG.
Yeah. At that point, actually, I got pretty lucky that I haven't gotten a single aggressive encounter yet, because there are a lot of aggressives in Brescia Ruins when you are outside of the tunnels. But inside the tunnels, there's only passives here, so... But I'm still checking every passive to see if a Nekton spawns. I have a couple of more free encounters, and then if I don't get a Nekton by then, I have to force it. But first, we're gonna do this puzzle. So these puzzles, you have to collect all the crystals, and all the platforms you run into will disappear. So you cannot go to each one only once. So at least the first ones are pretty easy. That second one was probably the most difficult one, but the rest of them are straightforward, like really straightforward. Like you sometimes can fail them if you don't pay attention, but they're easy. Yeah, now give me Nekton, please. That's not a Nekton. That's a single. That was only. There's only one enemy in that spawn, so I knew that was not a Nekton. There's always at least 3 enemies in Nekton spawns, so that's how I could tell even without looking at the enemy. There's another Bolshevik guy. So now I have to force a Nekton. I want to do it before I get out of the tunnels, because, as I mentioned earlier, outside the tunnels there are aggressive monsters, and I don't want to deal with them. That's not a Nekton. And spawning a random encounter is not that much RNG. Like, in terms of when it spawns, it's always like as you run a certain amount of time, you will spawn another one. So there is some bit of a step routing in this run that makes you get able to go past areas with lots of aggressive encounters easier, with fewer encounters and more encounters in areas where you have a lot of passives. But I'm not getting Nekton to spawn.
Game, please.
Well, I got so many Phoenix Downs, I expected this to happen. That's
Oh.
Necton. So there's 3 Nectons in this encounter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let Noel to kill them. That one was not a drop, and that one was not a drop. So because I didn't get a drop from 2, I'm retrying the fight, which makes them to spawn again. If I were to kill all 3 of them, they would disappear. And I wouldn't be able to... I would have to find a Necton spawn again, but there's a crystal, so that's nice. Second try Necton, not too bad. And a Phoenix down. So now I have like more Phoenix Downs than I probably ever had. But I'm still gonna go for this Phoenix Down as well. You can never have too much money in this run. Sorry, sell items. 12 Phoenix Downs.
Well.
That must be the best I've ever had. I want to buy like 10 Gusal Greens and 30 potent triplets. And I still have 2,000 gil left over. Almost forgot to do menu. So let's put Necton in. Change default to Trade Disaster. Get the chain bonus for each one of them. So I'm gonna increase the ATB gauge, and now I can do 4 in a string instead of 3. And I'm gonna do that for both characters, and that's pretty significant boost. And then I'm gonna spend all the potent triplets I just bought to level up. Well, not all of them, all but 5, to level up Necton. The remaining 5 is gonna go towards another monster I'm gonna catch later on. But yeah, Atlas. Let's see if I can... So Atlas is there. The target is to stagger him before he does this big launch attack, this punch attack, and I was successful. Oh. Yeah, I don't have 5 ATB yet. Oh well. And yeah, he goes down pretty fast after if you manage to get that. But if he gets that punch off, it's gonna be annoying. Like, you get interrupted and it's annoying. And I'm purposefully failing this cinematic action because, well, the reward for getting it right is not useful at all. And failing that actually skips a small part of this cutscene. Like, I would have had another cinematic action to come after that if I had been successful, so it would have just cost me some time to do it right. And yeah, that settles. So yeah, now we have to figure out how to get out of Brescia Ruins and how to move onward. So there's a bit of hint here that we have to get these things, these hidden artifacts that are here, and we're gonna use the mock reveal for them. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna run to the artifact while it takes a little while for a mock to, or for the artifact to actually get revealed. And then back to Chocobo. Oh well, we're gonna use a Chocobo for the first time now. So gonna grab this chest, get more Gazelle greens, and then reveal this artifact. Then I'm gonna jump back onto the Chocobo and get it. You can't reveal while you're on Chocobo, which is why I dismounted. It's a little bit annoying, but oh well. And then to the tunnels, where the first gate to Sunlit Waterscape is. But we're actually not gonna go to the Sunlit Waterscape, but because we have to go there eventually. Oh, wrong button. We have to go there eventually anyway, so that's why I'm unlocking it now. Like I said, I'm not gonna go to the Sunlit Waterscape, but I am gonna go to the back to New Bodham. Now that we have the Moogle reveal, we can get a fragment there that we are going to need to progress with the story. It's called Graviton Core. We need 5 of them in the run, I believe. And this is one, like, most of them are out of the way, and they are not. There are a total of 8 of them, and this is like one of the fastest ones to get. So, but you can't get it on the first run through because we don't have Moogle reveal yet. So, or we didn't have Moogle reveal yet. But yeah, it's right over here. And there are encounters here, and I can't Moogle reveal while encounters are on the field, so I have to despawn them. And that's actually pretty annoying, because now I have to run back. I was closer to the encounter than I thought. That also cost me some steps, so my step routing is now gonna be weird, but whatever. I can deal with that. Then we go back to Brescia Ruins to unlock the gate to the other area where we can go. So this is the part of the story where you can you have a choice whether you go to do the XIII Massif or Sunlit Waterscape first. You have to eventually do both anyway. Like there are 2 branches of areas you have to go to. But it is better to go to XIII first, because there's a friendly monster a monster ally we want to tame, so that's something we want to do. So, but I just passed the gate. That's on purpose. There's a Graviton Core over here. So I'm gonna grab this Graviton Core and then head to the gate. And then I'm gonna go to XIII Massif. So at this point of the run, we start getting under leveled, because we have been skipping every encounter. So the next boss actually has potential to kill us if I execute poorly. I'm actually slightly worried about that boss because, well, I haven't killed him in a long time. So, but I think I'll be fine. But I'm a little bit worried.
This is where the step routing comes into play.
Yeah, this encounter is a little bit early because of the encounter in New Bottom, but it's fine. It worked out, and I just hope I'm mostly worried about this next encounter. That's gonna spawn around here. He usually well, it's pretty late for him to spawn actually. Really late.
Yeah, I think that first... Oh,
I missed the chest, but that's fine. I can pick it up later. Yeah, this is gonna be this is weirdly late spawns. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe it's the PC version. I don't know, but now this one it works fine because this next encounter is gonna be later than usual, and that's nice because it's gonna be closer to the despawn. It's gonna be an aggressive, and yeah, I could despawn it easily, so that was nice. I'm gonna go to the shop and buy 2 magician's marks, and then I'm gonna do a menu. I'm gonna give Necton the mana slivers I got. And then I'm gonna give everything to Ravager again for both Noel and Sarah. And then I'm gonna equip the magician's marks.
it's our good friend.
No, I forgot to do paradigms.
Oh,
I'm just gonna restart the fight because of that. That was my mistake. Customize. That. I think it was fine. Other than that, maybe I don't know. I don't remember. I got the D Protega one. This fight has 2 versions, D Protega and D Shelga. And D Protega is nicer. Because you don't have... D Protega doesn't... It looks scary, but it's pretty consistent. What's happening? I'm dying, that's what's happening. Why did he use swipe? That was weird. He was supposed to use D Shelga. I don't know what happened. Or D Protega. He can use either D Shelga or D Protega at that point, but I don't know why he used swipe instead. That was odd. I have to look out for that next time. Now I get the D Shelga one, so... Oh right, I did not... Right. Now I know what I did wrong. It's fine. Yeah, I forgot to ATB. this time we are victorious. Yeah, I made a mistake in the first fight, which is why I died. I was supposed to stagger cancel the swipe. I'm actually gonna skip the Gysahl because I think on PC there's something weird with Hope. And I had so much money I bought some extra Gysahl, so it's fine. Alright, I'm not supposed to skip this one as well. Talk about the ruins. Yeah, I know. So I'm picking up that chest because I'm waiting for Hope anyway. I have to wait for him to run up here and then talk to him, but he's slow. I should also menu. No, Restarium first. And now I'm gonna give Sarah a new role, which is called Saboteur. And then I taught her D-Shell. And I'm gonna give Noel more ATB with this Crystarium expansion. And then I'm gonna give no, this should be Rav Sab Rav or something like that. No, Sab Comrav, that's it. And nope, I was supposed to change my leader to Noel.
Second is Ruthless, third is Smart Bomb. Oh,
It's
I messed up.
I'll fix it, yeah. Yeah, I think I made them the other way around. Trying to remember.
Yeah, second slot Sarah to Sab, and third slot Sarah to Sab.
Yeah. That's like I know that's what my notes say, but I also know that I changed it.
And then update the notes.
And I never updated the notes, so I know that's. But I forgot what I switched it to. It's fine. So now I'm gonna get the next friendly monster or monster ally. I'm gonna jump here so I can get the preemptive strike on them. If they would kindly spawn. And this is not the encounter I wanted. I believe it's 90% chance to get the correct. It's 80 or 90% chance to get the correct encounter, or one of the 3 correct encounters. And this is one of them. I didn't get the first one, but I still have the second one. No, I did not catch either of them. This one is, I believe, was it 20% chance? I think it's 20% chance to catch on each kill. There's 2 of them in this spawn, which is the optimal spawn because of that. waiting for D-Shell this time, so I can kill it a little bit faster. This is a bad encounter in terms of that it usually always kills Null, especially if you don't get then, especially if you don't get a preempt. But at least Null should be able to survive until both the Gahongases are dead.
We're getting really bad luck here.
Yeah. Gahongas is annoying. And yeah, I can see that they are not... I'm not catching them because they are not turning into crystal.
The easiest way to spot if a monster turns into crystal is his whole body becomes white instead of black when he despawns.
Yeah. Oh. Right. There we go.
Got it.
There goes Snow.
And unlike the last game, the battle doesn't end if you
Yeah.
die.
That's a nice thing, and I also got the mana. I got at least one mana sliver, which is nice because now I can level up Necton, so Necton can learn Thunder, which will save me a little bit of time. But yeah, let's introduce our new friend, Gahongas, and right, Sin. That's how it is, and Crystarium, level up the Necton. Yes, yes. And Faith for Gahongas, and that's it. So now that we got that, we can unlock the Airba area. I forget what time it is, but I think it's 300 or 2. It's 2 or 300. I think it's 200 actually. But it doesn't matter, we're not gonna go there. Instead, we're gonna go to Sunlit Waterscape.
Yeah, we don't go to Urba for a while.
Yeah, we only went to the Yashar's path is harder than the Sunlit path, but because of Gahongas, we want to go there first. Yeah, here we get the biggest or the most demanding boss fight of the game, and it's definitely possible that this PC won't.
That is one gigantic monster.
Like a lot of PCs have trouble with this, so let's see if this one.
Does.
Yeah, it's a massive enemy, so it looks actually pretty good.
And this attack.
I can see a little bit of a slowdown, but it's not too bad. This is the first fight where we use a technique called comb buffering. And comb buffering is it means that I'm gonna be using Ravager, high-level Ravager spells, and then switch to Commando before they land, and then they will get the damage boost from Commando.
Like the last game, in this game, damage is also calculated when the spell hits, not when you let it out.
Yeah, so you can get the Commando. I forget how how big of a boost it is, but it is very big. Like I think it's more than double damage when you're in commando. I might be mistaken, but anyway, it's a huge damage boost if you can switch to a commando role before the attack lands. So that's very nice. And yeah, Rail Ripeness just kind of melts.
Tomato soup.
"47 seconds. Could have been faster." So now we have to go through this Sunleth Waterscape. Sunleth doesn't have too many aggressive encounters. Actually, I don't think there's any aggressive encounters in here. So I should be able to escape every... I shouldn't need to... Or I shouldn't be running into any encounters. Ah. Jumping is weird because you have to be on a certain spot to go between platforms. And there's this ride where you ride this beast, and you can actually cutscene skip that, which is something that a lot of people don't know, but it's pretty cool. So if my step count is good, I will get an encounter right before this next fight against the Miniflans. The Miniflans are pretty weak. They die of 2 rounds of arrow rush buffered with Faith. But there's a fight with 5 and a fight with 3 of them. And this is the first one, and we fight the one with fight. Or we fight the one with 5 first. So I did not get the encounter, so that's gonna be a little bit annoying, but oh well. So I'm gonna instantly switch to Malevolence to get Faith on Null. And then I'm just buffering Arrow Rush to kill them.
Getting Guhangas is needed for buffs, because Noel and Sarah don't have any roles to buff or debuff.
Yeah, you would need a synergist role to buff, and it's not worth it to level up Noel and Sarah for synergists in this game, especially in the speedrun. But even in main game, they don't even have access to offensive buffs like Bravery and Faith, which is kind of annoying. But at least it makes the monsters useful. So the monster synergists have all the offensive buffs. This is actually not too bad of an encounter. That was actually pretty good. Usually, whatever encounter I get there, if I don't get an encounter right before the fight, I'm just gonna get an encounter so that it blocks me of opening the gate, and I have to waste a little bit of time despawning them. But this time it was nicely positioned. But we'll see how it affects the rest of the step route. But yeah, here we have to go to Colosseum. But we don't have to do anything here. We just have to get here to get the white hole gem, and then we can leave. And then go back to Sunleth Waterscape. So yeah, we need white hole gem and black hole gem to continue with the story. And as you could see, that one was pretty easy to get, but the other one is a lot harder to get. For the other one, we need to fight, what's it called? Ferril. And to fight Ferril, we have to do some stuff, so let's do that stuff. I'm gonna force an encounter here. Um, whatever. I don't need that chest. I probably shouldn't have done that, actually, now that I think of it, but oh well. I probably would have been fine with just throwing for the item and leaving it at that. So here I need to reveal these flans that are on the way. And then I'm gonna throw Morg at that item. We now have the ability to throw Morg after riding on that Enlil. But yeah, that's 960 gil that we can now get without revealing the other flans. If you throw for it. And yeah, here's the other mini flan fight. Again, buffering Aurora with Faith and stuff. It's easy enough. Why is my Sarah not doing anything? It felt like Sarah was just stuck doing nothing, which made this fight a lot slower. I'm really confused as to why that happened. Might be the PC version. I don't know. But yeah, now we get now we got the artifact, or yeah, I think it was artifact we got, and we can take the Chocobo to the other gate. Yeah, there's Royal Ripeness, but we're not gonna deal. Come on, Mog. Getting my way.
If you want, you can find him again for a small reward.
Yeah, you can fight him again, but he's way too strong at this point. But yeah, now we go to the arc out step. Question mark, question mark, question mark, AF. And here we have to do a couple of quests for the hunters at the hunters camp. That's so that we can get use of the weather machine. And once we get that, we can get Ferial to spawn. First I'm gonna throw Morg at that chest because it's faster to do that than going to grab the chest myself. That's the Grimoire hat. Grimoire hat doubles the effect of potions, which makes potions really OP. Yes. So the first quest is to fight a couple of goblins, but before that I'm gonna do some leveling up to get the Blizzaga. That's not what I meant to do, but whatever. And yeah. But yeah, you get here and it's guaranteed to spawn. So we want to get rid of Chocobo first, because he's annoying. He likes to interrupt whoever he's targeting.
He also caught him.
Yeah, he's guaranteed to be caught in this fight, so that's nice. Then get rid of the goblins. And last but not least, the mini flan. Mm, 46 seconds. That fight is a lot. That fight is one of the bigger RNG fights in this run. It can drag along if the chocobo is rude. But yeah, then we can use the teleporter to get back to the camp, and then talk to the hunter chief again, and then to this guy or woman, whatever, to get her mission, and that mission is to get some wool from the sheeps. So where are the sheep? So the NPCs in this game get attracted to Mog whenever you throw him. So that also is true for the sheep. That was actually pretty nice getting both the sheep over here. And there's third sheep, which is over there. But if you throw a Mog and an enemy spawns, the Mog clock goes down way too fast, and then the enemy basically just catches you. So that's not something you want to do. So that's why I waited for that encounter before throwing for the last one. And then getting another encounter. That's fine. I'm just despawning it and teleporting back to the Nomad camp. And turn in the quests, and now we can use the weather machine. So you first have to touch both of the levers here, and then you have to touch the right one again. Doesn't matter in which order you do the first two, but you have to do the right one for a second time. So this is to first get the weather to sunny, and sunny will spawn the Ferril. And then, but it will also spawn a Longui, and we're nowhere near enough high level to take on a Longui, and it would take some time. So we're just gonna switch the weather back to Stormy, and then Ferril will still stay there, but the Longui will be gone, or Longui won't spawn because Longui is afraid of lightning. So Ferril is another one of scary fights. I'm gonna play it safe and hope that it's okay. This spawn is close enough to Ferril that I'm not gonna spawn another one before it. And yeah, Ferril has starts with Megaton charge always. Nope, wrong paradigm. Okay, couple of potions for safety, and then combo-fering Blizzara Blizzaga until he dies. He has way too high resistance to D-Shell to be able to, for me to try to D-Shell him. But he should die of after one hit. Yep, there we go. Didn't die to Ferial, that's all good. Played it a little bit safe, and the fight was like 10 seconds slower than optimal, but I really didn't want to take any chances with that fight. So after the fight, I'm gonna throw for that chest over there, and then I'm gonna run back. And I want to run towards that patch of flowers over there, and once I get close enough, I return to Historia Crux. And then return to Sunlit Waterscape. Here's the Chocobo. I'm gonna mount the Chocobo. And then I'm gonna continue. And there's gonna be a menu before Mutant Tomato, but so let's do it. Rev bonus boost. And Rev. Get a sub bonus boost. And then Ravager again. And that's it. Then we're gonna fight Mutant Tomato. Mutant Tomato, as all the clans so far, is weak to arrow. And I also want to dispel or deshell and faith at some point. I'm gonna faith a little bit later. And this is why Mutant Tomato is annoying. He can use that attack, and that will waste a lot of time. Now we have Aeroga, so Aeroga kills him pretty fast. And then we need to get the artifact. There's usually one enemy spawn right here. And then after this spawns, I can throw for the artifact. I think that was... no, that was fine. That's probably the hardest throw of the run, because that artifact is deceptively close. At least I tend to overthrow Mog. But that one was fine. And then with the artifact, we can keep going. And we get our first visit to the Void Beyond. And Void Beyond is one of the longest areas of the run. So we will be here for a while. So we enter. There's a cutscene skip. Maybe 2. And then we leave. So, yeah, it's very long. I hope you enjoyed your Void Beyond. And now we go to Erba.
This is the place where the story in the game actually picks up.
Yeah. We're gonna fight Caius for the first time in Erba. There's nothing more really here. There's just some puzzles, and then we fight Caius. Caius is a pretty easy fight since we've already done the um, Arcade step and stuff. But where is this cutscene?
Wait for it.
But yeah, first these puzzles. These are basically connect the dots. So let's do that. There.
You have to match the colors, and after you
come on. There we
after you
go.
match one, they can change colors, and then you have to find the appropriate one.
Yeah, so each point has one or more points that it can attach to, and if you wait too long, they will change, and then it will get messy because the patterns are always the same, but you typically don't get them changed. So in a speedrun, so if they get changed ever, it might get messy. Yeah, picking up the Morgisal greens. And oh, this is a bad encounter. Oh well. I was a little bit worried I would get an encounter there, but I was hoping not to. And more puzzles. Those who have played this game know that Airby is the land of puzzles. Like 90% of the puzzles of the game are in Airba. Here. Oh, what? I didn't. Okay, now it's weird.
Oh,
They changed on me because I thought I thought I grabbed it, but I didn't. And because PCs, why is it not grabbing them? PC is 60 FPS, so they change also faster because of that, which is weird. There, 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 and there. The one I failed is the easiest puzzle of them all. I think, or at least in my opinion. Oh well. Here's an encounter. They're gonna change me, but I think I can get far enough away. Then I'm gonna go run back for the chest. And now because I would spawn an encounter before getting to the next puzzle, and that would prevent me from going. That would prevent me from revealing the puzzle. So that's why I forced that spawn there. So I could just despawn them before I get here. And if I had spawned enemies in this stairway, the stairway is really narrow, and there would be only one way to go, and there would be enemies in that direction, so it would be hard to despawn the enemies. So definitely don't get a spawn there. There. Now I'm purposely waiting for that to change, and then I'm gonna finish the puzzle. Well, okay, maybe this one might be even easier than the one I failed.
ring around the rosy.
Yeah. You go the one that way and then you go the other way. This is probably the hardest one, but it's still pretty easy. There we go. And now we can just run to Caius. There are no aggressives in Erba, so that's pretty nice. There's just over there, that's a Hypnocrown. If we hadn't come up with new strats like a couple of weeks ago, or maybe it was even this week, I would have gone for that chest. But now we have new backup strats for a thing later on, so I'm gonna skip that chest. Picking up the chest is like 20 seconds, so I don't want to do that. So more Crystarium, more Ravager. So I'm gonna give you the Rav bonus boost, and then I'm gonna leave you there. And Ravager for Sura all the way, so I can get the ATB bar for her. And that's it. Change leader. And this is the first fight where we see the Feral Link. So Feral Links are each monster. There's a Feral Link cage, and each monster has a Feral Link they can use. And I'm gonna use Gahongasis in this fight, and that one will give me all the buffs I need. So yeah, it's like a small quick time event thing, and then you get all the buffs. Diesel him. Then Thunder, Fire, Thundera. And Caius is dead. And now we get to watch an unskippable cutscene. This is like the bathroom break of the run. So I'm not gonna do it, but this cutscene is like good, almost 2 minutes long, so yeah, there's nothing to do here. My guess is that they planned on having some quick time events here, but then they decided against it or something, but still made the cutscene unskippable. Because the battle screens after this cutscene. Yeah, Caius is pretty easy, especially with the Feral Link. And with all the levels we have gotten from Sunlef and Archive. And after this we get an artifact, and then we can leave Erba to go to another timeline of Yacha's Massif. But first, let's grab the artifact. And now we get a quick time event that it doesn't matter what we answer to, but we're gonna ask how much would the artifact sell for, because that's important. And then we run to the gate. Or no, first we gonna grab the Graviton core. So mount the Chocobo. I did get the chest earlier on in this area, so I don't have to pick it up anymore. So I can take the faster route. If I had gotten an encounter, I would have skipped the chest. That was at the start of this area. You can see it over there, and then I would have taken a long route after. But that's whatever. But yeah, picking up the Graviton core, you can actually jump over here, and then I'm gonna, for the step route, I'm gonna jump down here, so I can get an encounter before that I can despawn before the gate. There we go.
So this is our third Graviton core now.
Hmm?
This is the third Graviton core.
Yeah, that's the third Graviton core. Yeah. So yeah, now we go to Estes Massif 01 XAF. And what the X means that there's Estes Massif 10 AF, and then there's 1X AF. And 1X is like alternate timeline of 10 AF. But yeah, it doesn't matter for the speedrun, it's the same thing. Yeah, jumping up here, and then we need to go back to the where we fought Alodai in the other timeline. But I'm gonna spawn an encounter over here. Nice, it's a rare encounter, wow. It's the behemoth, whatever it's called. Alright. But yeah, I spawned the encounter so I wouldn't get one when I try to open the gate. At the end of this area. So now there's just a lot of story progression. This is the most cutscene skips we have in a row in this run. I think it's 7 cutscene skips. And then there's a little trick coming up here, where I'm gonna Moogle reveal the artifact before I actually get there. And I'm gonna reveal right over here, and that hopefully gets the artifact. Yep, that worked out nicely. So that saved me a little bit of time, and not failing to jump cost me a little bit of time. Oh well. But yeah, then we grab the Chocobo and move on. So remember the chest I had to skip earlier? Well, I can pick it up in this timeline as well, so I get the Gestalt greens I missed. And also this This chest contains a unicorn horn, and that item will not be used until the final bosses. And then I'm gonna pick some more gil, and then to the gate. And this gate leads me to an optional area, but this optional area is actually mandatory because you need a certain item from this area. But we are not required to go there yet, but we will be in the future, and since we are in the area, might as well. So we get to Augusta Tower 300 AF. We will later go to 200 AF, which is even more annoying than this one. This one is... we just have to hit all these switches and move on. And most of the enemies here are passive, so that's nice. There are a couple of aggressives, but they are pretty rare. And I think they can't even spawn at the start. Yeah, I'm just gonna run past all the enemies here. I have to rotate these switches, and the most interesting things about this are the what are they called? Lines that Sarah makes. Yeah, we get that. There are no actual skippable cutscenes here, except at the very start and the very end. And now there's a good step route and bad step route at this point. Good step route means I will get an encounter right about here. That's nice. So I'm on a good step route, and I should remember my own words that there are no cutscene skips. And yeah, we have to... We have to do this twice. For this one... And then run to the next one and hit that twice again, or twice as well. I tried to stand on top of the desk, but I failed. Oh well. Now I just have to jump over it again. Also, I'm sorry that I'm using a Sarah lead here. If you use no lead, you will get Sarah quotes, and those are much more fun than the null quotes. I guess I was supposed to have no lead for Caius. Oh well. I still got the encounter, even though I thought I was on a good step route. Or no, actually, no, yeah, never mind. I was on the bad step route. Good step route is getting the encounter after the switch. And getting that encounter there means I have to force an encounter before the end of this area. But that's okay. So I'm gonna force the encounter here so that it doesn't bother me going to examining the switch. So I can spawn it by the switch. If it can spawn, there it is. So yeah, you have to give the right answer to this one, and then right password, and then you get the access key 50, and then you can leave. There's nothing here other than that. So we go back to XIII-2. And in XIII-2, there's also only one gate we have to get. But first, let's find the chocobo we dismounted before going to Augusta. Why are you all the way over there, silly bird? So I get over here, throw Mog at that item, and while he is picking that up, run to the gate. Ten power chips is a lot of money, which is why I threw for that. We're gonna get a new monster ally soon, and we're gonna need as much money as we can to level him up. And hey, we're gonna go to the Void Beyond, and let's see if we stay there even longer this time.
Spoiler. Slightly.
Slightly, yes. Hey, now we actually do something in there. Other than leave. And that's throw for that chest. Koopa, Koopa, Koopa! Now we unlock Academia, and we also unlock Serendipity. And we're gonna go to Serendipity first to get some fragment skills. Fragment skills are things you unlock by unlocking or getting fragments, and by completing story. And so getting to Serendipity unlocks a couple of fragment skills, so we're gonna get those. And most importantly, there's the there's improved Mog throw, which means that Mog can now find things even if you throw him at places where there's no chest or artifact or anything. And we also get the Heckler. That's also important. So we equip both. So improved Mog throw and higher higher selling price for items. I feel like there was something else I was supposed to do in that menu, but I forget. Like I had my leader on Sarah, but I feel like there was something, a third thing maybe. Maybe I'm misremembering.
No.
No, it was only Sarah and...
Sarah and the both trades.
Okay. So then that was everything. So now I'm immediately... Remember that flower patch? I immediately throw Mog at the flower patch. And what do we get? We get Chichu! First try, yay!
Chichu get?
Chichu is very OP. We will see that. We will see Chichu in action soon enough. But after getting Chichu, we can go to Academia 400, which is annoying, especially in casual play. It's not as I don't find it as annoying in speedruns, but in casual it's definitely an annoying place because you cannot escape encounters here, or like you can't despawn encounters in most cases in this place, so that's annoying. So yeah, But the enemies here, at least at the start, are very weak and die very fast. Wrong way. And unfortunately I got another enemy here. That's whatever. I have to fight this one as well. And then make the escalator go up. We can't use the escalator unless the enemies are away, so that's why I had to kill them. And now I'm gonna go do a little trick here. I'm gonna go here. I'll lure the enemies out of my way, so I can go behind the enemies here, but first I'm gonna do a shop. I'm just gonna buy monster materials, these things. 15. And then I'm gonna go run behind the enemies. And instead of fighting those enemies, I'm gonna trigger these enemies because they are guarding a passage I have to run through anyway. And then I'm gonna fight this Fencer, who's guarding another gate. Fencer is weak to Thunder, so we're just gonna spam Thunder against him. He also has an annoying tendency to interrupt. Then here, there's a couple of forced encounters over here. Fire. They die very fast as well. These guys spawn. Gonna fight them. Nice, I got some potent orbs. That's gonna save me some time. Then I'm gonna throw for that item. Wait for the item. Wait for me to get the item. And then go here. I had to wait there so that I wouldn't trigger that fight before Mob gets back, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to preempt it, and I would get the bad penalty on the fight. Then I'm going here. There are no enemies here, but there are enemies over there. Unfortunately, I was not able to go without them seeing me, which would make this a little bit faster, but it's whatever. And here I'm gonna do a trick again, if I can, but I can't because the enemy was too far away from me. Now I have to fight this one. Oh well. My goal was to initiate the fight and then retry the fight so that I would get it would restart the timer, but that I failed that because the enemy was too far away from me and I got stuck in the fight before. I got stuck in the fight before I could reach the enemy. Oh well. I'm gonna throw for that Kaiser Knuckles. That sells for a lot of money, which is why I'm picking it up. And now here is a difference between console and PC version. So on console version, 99% of the time you would get an enemy down here. I've seen it happen once that there was no enemy here, but you would have the enemy here and you would have to fight it. But on PC that enemy is not there, so I don't know. I don't know why is that, but that's what I meant earlier when I said that PC is still even a little bit easier, because there is not, that fight is not there. The same thing here, like there's no fight over there, but this one is over here as it is on console as well. So that's... So instead of running over there, I'm gonna jump down here, or maybe I'm not.
Unlucky.
Yeah, I don't know. That's very unusual to get a spawn there. Let's try this again. Jump down here to avoid encounters. There are no encounters down here, usually. And then jump up here. So we can avoid all the encounters that would be on the path you're actually supposed to take. Getting here, change leader, Crystarium. Let's put in Necton first, or sure, Chichu. And Crystarium, Noel. No, not Noel. Not Sarah, Chichu. All the power slivers I bought, I'm gonna give it to Chichu. And then all the orbs I have. And yes, I already changed the equipment, so... Or sorry, change the leader. So then we fight this one. And I'm just gonna spam Aero Guy Aurora. If I don't get interrupted, that is. Nice, I got rid of the Nelapsi very fast. Wow, I got interrupted again. So yeah, that guy is weak to arrow, so combuffering Arrow Guy Aurora is a lot of damage. Again, getting Faith and then Arrow Guy Aurora. And next up is Zenobia. Zenobia can be hard. Start by using Blizzara Blizzaga on the tentacles and have Chichu eat them. Then use Spark Strikes and use Strikes against Zenobia so you don't get interrupted as much. Switch to Malevolence to get the boost from Feral Link again. Switch to Ruthless for despawns or debuffs. And then let's Chichu go ham. So at about 25%, she will go to defensive stance if you don't keep her interrupted. But then Chichu can just finish her off.
At this point, Chi-Chi is doing massive damage.
Yeah, you could see how fast Zenobia got down, even though she's pretty... she has a lot of HP, but with Chichu, it goes down fast enough. And yeah, I was keeping her interrupted so she wouldn't get defensive stance off. If she would be basically immune to damage, and there would be more tentacles, and you would have to kill the tentacles again, and that would lose a lot of time, and possibly you could die. So, yeah, I took that fight a little bit safe. So I could have maybe done it a little bit faster, but I didn't want to take any chances for the defensive stance to happen. So that was Academia 400. Just picking up this chest before I leave. And then we go to another notorious area called Augusta 300. Or sorry, Augusta 200. The previous one was 300.
More puzzles.
Yeah, well, not that kind of puzzles, but more rotating buildings or rooms or whatever they're called. I guess they're called rooms.
This game really likes its puzzles.
Yeah. So first we need to figure out which one of the... we have to examine all of these ones to get... to get access to out of this room. Then I'm gonna go here and throw for that chest, which I believe it's a Libra scope. I forget. I think it's a Libra scope. Yep. That's what I thought. And then I have to find one of these. Wow, first try, nice. So only one of those four was the real one, another one would have been a fake. Other three were fake ones. It's random which one it is, but I got the first try. First try. Oh. First try terminal, so that's nice. Got a little bit lucky there, and if this cutscene would skip, that would be nice as well. So now I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna trigger this cutscene, so it won't interrupt me while I throw for this artifact. And then I'm gonna run to the switch while Mog picks up the artifact. And once he does, I examine this. Oh right, I have to touch it again. then talk to Alyssa.
Are all the people who work here the same?
And now I'm gonna do a menu. So this menu, I'm just gonna level up Sarah. And give her level of Saboteur. I gave her a level of Saboteur so I could get a Sab bonus boost for her. There. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I don't have anything to do that for. And then I'm gonna continue. And now I have to wait for Alyssa, so I'm just gonna run around this room, not getting in her way. Oh, I was supposed to change my leader. That's what I was supposed to do.
This way.
This way, please. And now these fights, they all have Orion, the elevator fights, and depending on how they position is how long these fights will get. And I will target the Orion first because he has the most HP, and hope to kill as many of the other enemies as possible in the process.
Yeah, as people in the chat noted, this gauntlet of battles is very bad.
Yeah. So yeah, for some reason this load takes forever. It does that on console as well, so I don't know what it is about that, but whatever. We got to see Chichu's cute face for a moment there. Also, we have a goal in while we are in Augusta. The goal is to catch either Orion or Dragoon, and that is so that we can infuse them on Chichu, so that Chichu can level up to, or Chichu can get adrenaline, which gives Chichu a damage boost when his HP is above 70%. That was a nice Fire Farraga, but oh well. No Orion so far. Orion, I believe, is 5% chance to drop, so it's fairly low, but the Dragoon is 30% or something like that. But yeah, now I need to rotate these platforms so that they form the right path for me to go. I have to examine this 3 times. This first one, and the other two I have to examine once. And the last one, well, I guess the first one I don't mess with. The one that's over there. And while I'm waiting for that to rotate, I'm throwing for that chest, which contains an accessory that sells for like 1000 gil blood card. And yeah, Augusta is notorious for its aggressive encounters and narrow corridors. So it's very hard if you get an aggressive encounter to get away from them because you don't have that much room to run or evade them. But I've been getting lucky with 2 passives in the first floor at least. The first floor doesn't have that many aggressives, but the next floor does. So ideally you would get like, I mean, of course, ideally you would get all passives, but that's never gonna happen. But in the first floor it can. Another passive, that's nice. But I would say it's more common to get all aggressive second floor than it is to get all passives first floor. And the first second floor is longer. Well, there's an aggressive. Can we escape it? Yes, nice. That was a Luminous Puma one as well. Luminous Puma is not something we want to catch. All Orion and Dragoon
Encounters.
are aggressives, so that means all there are no Luminous Pumas in this floor, so all the aggressive encounters we have here definitely have at least Orion or Dragoon. I'm still trying to avoid every encounter that I can, but I still want to get an Orion or Dragoon if I end up in a fight with them, but I was able to avoid that one as well, which is very nice. This is a very nice Augusta so far. Don't push me, stupid Noel. The problem with him pushing me is that now there's a chance that I can get an encounter before I get back. Yeah, I open that, and while it's rotating, I'm gonna grab this chest. Stop pushing me, Noel. You really want me to get an encounter. Okay, I did not get one. Don't you dare to push me again. Noel, don't do it.
Well, you got your Orion.
Well, yeah, but, well...
All according to plan.
Did I at least get the... No, I didn't catch them. Oh well. Why did you have to do that, Noel? Now I'm not feeling even safe throwing for that chest on my way through here. It probably would have been fine, but whatever. More aggressives, and they're catching me. If Orion targets Sarah, it's pretty much... it's almost certain that they will catch Sarah because they're so fast. And no drops. Oh well. I wonder what's Budding Hunter.
Building Hunter. I wonder as well.
I don't feel like that's an achievement on console.
This is the last
Achievement get.
next stop, the very top floor.
Hey, it's a passive on 50-second. That's nice. Gonna throw for that chest and hope I don't get encounters while Mog is there picking it up. Nice. Another passive. Wow. I guess we're going no adrenaline then. Yep, no adrenaline. Oh boy. That was a very good Akasta though. I'll take that.
Defeat 100 enemies.
Okay.
Maybe we just got so many extra encounters.
Yeah, something like that. I figured it would be something like that. Oh well. That was a bad fight. So next up is Protofalsi Adam. That fight consists of two. There's two fights in a row against him. Well, technically there's more, but there's two mandatory fights against him. So first one is pretty easy. You just target Adam. You don't even have to worry about the you don't have to worry about the hands or whatever they're called, manipulators. And let Shichi do all the damage. Oh, I never deprotected. That's why this was slow. Well, it wasn't that slow even. And then the second fight, which is a little bit more challenging, and I actually want to kill the arms first. Oh, and I was supposed to throw a Libra scope. So he protected himself, which is a little bit annoying because now I need to. The first deprotects will or get rid of the protect, and then only after that I can get deprotect on him. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Well, he's dead anyway. And more QTs.
Okay, my turn. See how you like this. Time for you to go away for good. Thanks to Mom, huh?
You guys play rough, Kupo.
Save the day.
Thank you. You did great.
So now there's important that I don't skip twice, because if I do, there would be another fight against Adam, but I have to scream at Hope here, and then I can skip the cutscene. Yeah, if I skipped it, I would have had to fight another fight against Protofalsi Adam, and that's definitely not what we want to do. So now we need all the Graviton cores, but we only have 3 so far, and we need 5. So, so we're not going to go to Academia yet, but or Academia for XX yet, but instead we're going to go to Academia 400 to get some more Graviton cores. And there are 2 routes. There's one route that goes to pick them up during the Academia 400. And then there's this route that goes gets back to academia after the after this or after the fact. The first route is faster in movement, but you tend to get more encounters that you have to fight in academia, and on average this route is faster, but if you get very lucky the other route is faster if you don't get any extra encounters because of the route, but that's very inconsistent, or well, that is inconsistent. So there's the first Graviton Core, and then the second one is in another area. I'm hoping these guys won't see me. I picked that chest up so I could jump over it without the enemies noticing me. And then I need to run to the gate, and I may or may not get an encounter here. I probably will. Yeah, I got an encounter. So I just have to wait it to time me out, and then I have to fight it. But typically you get a couple of more encounters if you take the other route, and this one is not even nearly close to guaranteed one, so... But yeah, that's where we use the second wild artifact to get to Yash's Massif. 100. And there is the last Graviton Core we need. So yeah, as I mentioned, there are 3 more, but those are way harder to get. Well, or not harder, but longer. Also, I hope you guys are ready for the crazy Chocobo team. Do you guys think I can ride this Chocobo?
We should leave this in the hands of the military.
I think I do. Or I think I can. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. No. Then we can go to academia. So in Academia for XX there are no enemies, there are only people. So that's much nicer than Academia 400. Also, the kids here are pretty clumsy and they like to fall over. Let's see if we can see any kids who are incapable of keep their balance. Nothing so far. At least I didn't see any.
Didn't see any either.
See? Can you fall? Fall?
No.
No. What about you? No. Oh well. There's one important thing that we have to get here, other than the story, and it is the silver chocobo. And he's acquired the same way that XIII-2 is. But first, let's get rid of all our wild artifacts. And not talk to Hope. No, not talk to Hope. Talk to... talk to Alyssa. Stupid camera.
You mean stupid Hope?
Yes, stupid Hope. Okay, so now we have the artifact, so I'm gonna turn around and throw Mog and hope that he got the silver chocobo. That's not a silver chocobo. It's alright, succulent fruit, at least it sells for 5 gil. There we go. That's a silver chocobo. The silver chocobo will be used to get an ally KO power surge ability to XIII-2, and that means that XIII-2 will get much more powerful when a party member is dead. So what we're going to be doing later on is we are intentionally have Sarah die so that XIII-2 gets more powerful. I'm ready. But yeah, now we get to Void Beyond the third time, and now there's actually stuff to do here. And the first thing is that we are separated from Noel, so we only have Sarah and the monster ally, so Sarah and XIII-2. And yeah. And of course, we are gonna find Caius. So we're gonna have to fight Caius without Noel. And XIII-2 is the total MVP of that fight. So yeah, it's... I'm just gonna chain and have XIII-2 finish him off and hope that I don't die. This fight is actually a little bit scary without the adrenaline because XIII-2 won't kill him fast enough. That's not what I meant to do. Oh. Potion is... Maybe that potion will save my life, who knows. Spoiler alert, it won't. Okay, grab a Leaper Scope there. I'm actually gonna use the Leaper Scope in that fight, so that XIII-2 will not bother with the ruins and will use some nice stuff. I think he uses Armor Breaker in that fight, I'm not sure. That's an annoying spawn. I'm just gonna fight this. It's Nectons. Bunivelsa sleep. I wonder who's Bunivelsa. Okay, so I immediately start with Chichu's Feral Link, that's so that that interrupts Caius's attack chain. Then Lever Scope, and yeah. And there he goes. And yeah, it was a little bit sketchy without adrenaline, but I didn't die. That's the most important thing. And now we're back at New Bodom, but this is like the dream New Bodom. Also, 222-22 hype. But yeah, New Bodom, just some story progression here. We're gonna finally meet Lightning.
The dream world? Am I trapped? Am I the only one here? Who was that? Why is she trying to help me?
There are no aggressives here either,
Somebody is helping me.
but the enemies sometimes can get in my way like that, just like in the actual New Bodom.
That voice. I'm sure I've heard it before. I don't see anything. I'm not alone. There's the gate.
Then we reached where the meteorite is, or the gate was. And there's Vanille instead. Thanks, Vanille. Then we enter the space-time distortion and continue. And now we get to the dying world.
This is a pretty pointless long run.
Yeah, these are... Dying World is big, and you just run around chasing Noel. And I think there's like, after the boss fight in here, there's like where you run, there's like a phase where you run for like 3 minutes. You just run. I don't know how long it is actually, but that was an estimate. But yeah, Null is there, but I actually want to trigger the scene here because that's closer to where I'm going next. And now Null, I need to reveal Null. There's Null. Talk to Yule. And then I'm gonna trigger this next fight over by running just straight to the right because it's faster than running to the Null and Caius. And now we have fight Null solo or Caius solo with Null. And this fight is actually hard. I might die. Let's see. Okay. Okay, that's... This is one of the harder fights of the run, definitely. As you can see, I'm already on low health. I don't want to waste my potions either. Oh, I died. Whoops. But now, I'm just kidding. That was... You can progress with the story by just dying, and dying is faster than trying to beat him. So, yeah. I don't know if I fooled anyone. But yeah. Now I have to follow Noel. But yeah, also for that fight, in the last menu I didn't do any Noel's Crystarium because I wanted to keep Noel at low HP so he would die faster in that fight. But now I'm gonna took a little bit of a detour here to get a chest. Now let's see if I can make this jump. I probably shouldn't, but I'm gonna go for it anyway. Oh, nice. And then I can just run straight north to trigger the cutscene. I don't have to run to Noel. And here's another case of 7 cutscene skips, which is tied for the longest. And then run to Noel, and we trigger our next fight. And we get Noel back. So, switch to Malevolence. Feral Link. Then to Ruthless. Get D-Shell on him. Then fire a Faraga. This guy sometimes just kills me. I don't know why. But he just sometimes if he goes too aggro, he can just kill me. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Zera is... Oh, Zera died. Well, I can still beat this if...
If Noel doesn't die.
Yeah. Freaking Gogmagog. I should have just potioned or something. For the last battle. Let's try again. So now he's just not doing anything and just letting me kill him. So yeah, that's how the fight should go. Sometimes Gogmagog just says no though. So now there's the long run. I'm just gonna pick up one item on the way, but other than that, I'm just gonna be running towards the Next place, trying to despawn all the enemies. Oh, I can't throw Mog. Because this is such a wide area, the enemies tend to spawn far away from each other, which means that they often spawn in a way that I don't have enough time to despawn them, like now. But fortunately, they usually stop chasing you for some reason, and then you can just despawn them then if you don't get caught by before that. Especially those Garganzolas that you just saw. Those guys especially can catch you even though they are passives. There are also aggressives here. They're called metallic actors, and they are quite weird in their movement, so if you get lucky, you can get away with them, or get away from them if they run like the opposite direction. Hey, there's a metallic actor. But this time, no. And you should just fight these guys. They because they run away. They shadow bind all of your party members, and then they run away. Why are you not running away? Well, I'll kill you then. It was weird that I think Noel was what's that status called? Stopped, and he was still like moving. I don't know why. Like I know Chichu does that, but I don't know why Noel didn't get stuck. Unfortunately, I didn't get Hermes Sandals drop though. Hermes Sandals would give me like 11,000 money or something. And you can definitely get it from a metallic actor if you kill them, but oh well. Now we get transported to New Bodom 700 AF, I think. And this area is, again, there are the same random enemies that were in Dying World are also in here. But other than that, there's just story progression. Here I need to, after despawning these guys, I need to reveal this artifact. Gonna run behind, then throw for it, and then run to the gate. And then we get to the final dungeon or final world of the game. But before that, we pay a side trip to Serendipity to get more fragment skills. And do a menu where we equip those fragment skills and insert or give our infuse. Oh, I think I never infused Necton to Chichu. Fragment skills that jump further, change leader. Yeah, I never infused. I never did that, I forgot. Then the LIKO power surge, and we're done. And now the final world, Academia 500 AF. So again, we have some puzzly things to go through. We have to rotate, or those platforms rotate by themselves, and we have to get there. But first, shopping. I want to sell basically everything I have. Iron bangle, that. Components. These. Those. Sure, whatever. And then buy. Now I forget how many it is. It's 17 of these, that much I remember.
16.
16, yeah, 16. Thanks.
24 essences. Unless you do some
I don't
other.
know. I'll buy that, then I'll. Sure, that's probably enough. No.
Oh, you were low on gil.
No, I'm fine. Rostarium, Jichu, power orbs. ATB gauge, vitality essences, power essences, and no sentinel. I'm just gonna get Null some HP by leveling up her or his sentinel. I'm gonna get him the accessory slot, or accessory boost, or whatever it's called. And then I'm gonna get him reprieve. And then stop. And equip the Grimoire hat. And then we're done. No, I had to wait for that turn. If I had tried to make it, I wouldn't have been able to. It would have turned too fast. If you fall here, you will get set to your last checkpoint. And there are human. Nice thing about the platforms here is that at least it's hard for the enemies to follow you if you get away from that platform. But yeah, there are aggressives and passives here. Aggressives are always yeomen, but they are pretty common. And then we get to the first boss fight of the final dungeon. Um, it's Pagas Twins. First I switch my target, and then I throw a Libra Scope, and then Auto Chain. Oh, Sarah died already. I'm actually gonna revive her. This is gonna be bad. Come on, Chichu. Okay, this fight is bad. No adrenaline and... Come on, Chichu, finish it off. Nice. That was bad, but whatever. I think that was 2 Scarletites too, so we are good on Gil. So yeah, now we have to examine these cubes to change the pattern in which these rotate to progress. It's, well, whatever. This is the most optimal way of doing it. Just believe it.
With
At least I'm not getting passives or aggressives that much. Oh, I didn't make it to that one. My money is probably fine, but I'm gonna throw for that chest anyway.
fuck.
Whoa. Didn't expect them to catch me. It's they spawned in a very awkward position though. Another spawn. Gonna despawn it. Then I'm gonna examine this one to get a checkpoint. Just in case I happen to fall. I made it, but unfortunately I don't think this jump is makeable. So I have to wait for this to rotate. Oh well. That guy isn't aggressive, but he always, or usually, stays still for a moment and then... There's no way I'm making that before it rotates. So now in this platform there will be enemies that will spawn, but because I'm standing right here and not moving, the enemies won't spawn. Like, so I can wait for that block rotate my way and stand here while waiting, and stand here without enemies getting in my way. But immediately as I start running towards it, the enemies will spawn. Yeah, I'm gonna... well... So yeah, now we have to fight an Apkallu. This one we actually don't have to win. We can also lose this fight, but it's preferable to win. There we go. And I got the Magistral Crest, which means my money is definitely good. I'm not gonna make that, so I'm just gonna wait for it. Now there's a hard... this is a hard dodge. Yeah, I failed it. There's the Behemoth and two Schrodingers, and they like to catch you. It's especially bad if they catch you mid-jump, because then you might, when you after the fight, you might fall, which is stupid, but whatever. And final shop. Let's sell the Scarletites and these things, and buy those. And then Chichu. Perfect. ATB. And we're good to go for the final fights. So. Okay. And Sarah is dead now as planned for the... Null dying was not planned. Yeah, that was... I kind of messed it up and then I didn't potion in time. At least it was early on. There we go. 47 seconds is a good fight. Again, he didn't just die because of the lack of adrenaline. Oh well. Okay, now another fight against Gaius. And it's just Chichu wrecks him pretty fast. And that was too early. Too early, but it worked out anyway. Sarah died, so that's important. That's the important part. And yeah, you can see Chichu just demolishes him. And again, he didn't die because of lack of adrenaline. Okay, final fight. I hope time is ready because it's final fight. It's gonna be about 2 minutes if I don't die. Oh, I forgot the leaper scope. Whoops. Oh well. That's fine. Yeah, I should ruthless. I forgot about that. No. Deprotect. Then More Fire Thunders. Chichu will wreck the Ember Behemoth. And now I need... This is what I need the Unicorn Horn for. It's like... It dispels our debuffs and buffs. Then I wait for this one to hit, then bring in Kahangas for Feralink. I was too late with that, and Sarah died. Oh well. I needed potion first and then switch, but I forgot. Now Sarah survives with 33 HP, of course. And now he just refuses to kill Shara, but this should be fine. I should be able to beat this. Why is... Oh, okay. Can you do something, Chichu? And... time.
Yay.
Sub 3, that's definitely not bad. That's not bad at all, considering how little I've had practice.
And how many, like, encounters trolled you?
Yeah. I mean, my luck in this run was pretty good. Like, I had second try both monsters were second try, and my Augusta tower, I think I had 2 or 3 encounters whole Augusta, so that was really nice.
Do we get to do the choice, or?
Oh yeah, I guess there is that.
Who wants to choose? Do we kill him or not?
Do we kill or spare Caius? We have a little time to spare.
Spare?
Spare Caius, okay.
Kill or spare? Kill or spare?
I hear both. I hear more spares than kills, so I'm gonna spare. So yeah, yeah, I'm happy with this run. The estimate was a little bit high, but I expected the PC to run this verse, and I expected to get verse luck. But yeah, I was definitely rusty, but I mean, sub 3 is fine.
And you should know you can't provoke me. No matter how hard you try, I'm not going to kill you.
That's right. You hate to kill anyone, don't you? No. Born at the end of days. You understand the true value of life. Know this. You will kill me now.
So yeah, we get this huge choice that has so much effect on the ending. We get to spare or kill him.
It's such a huge choice, Kappa.
Show mercy.
Impressive. Who can change time? Must choose between those who die and those who live. You must bear the burden.
And he kills himself anyway.
Sudoku!
But yeah, that was Final Fantasy 13-2. I don't know what's gonna happen next.
Super Mario Odyssey.
Super Mario Odyssey. Hopefully it's gonna be a exciting run.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. And I'll let you guys handle it from here.